So let's get into the final number. How much money have I made investing into sports cards over the past 60 days? And when we go to the grand number, it is... In today's video, we're going to do something special and look at every single sports card that I've ever invested in and how much money I've made in my first 2 months of selling on eBay. And also, we got some recent orders on our eBay account that we're going to be packing and shipping in this video so that you can see how that process works as well. So first off, let's just get this mistake out of the way and cover my worst sports card investment that I made in my first 60 days. Now, by far, it was investing into these 8, count it, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 8 different Trey Young NBA Hoops PSA 10 rookie cards. Now, when I was looking at the charts of this, and we're going to look right here. Basically, I invested into these cards back in January 24th. I bought a ton of these cards, as you can see right here, pretty much for an average of 120 bucks. We got 119, 128, we got 125, 123. So you get the deal, 120. We bought 8 of these, and if you do the math, that's $960. And when I was looking at the charts, basically what I saw is that this card, so a couple weeks earlier, sold for $200 plus. So I was thinking, man, the price has dropped all the way down to 120, so nearly half off. I'm getting great value here. It's definitely going to rebound. It's an amazing player. Trey Young's got the hype. He takes people's ankles, great three-point shooter, and people love scorers. So I basically invested around here in the graph, and it went all the way down to 104, and I was that person who got one of these Trey Youngs for 104, and then it started to rebound, and I was like, all right, here we go, gravy train. We're at 120, but then it just kept dipping, and then we got up to 170 at one point. But really, Trey Young hasn't been having a bad season. He's been doing really well. But this was my first lesson into realizing sports cards, the prices aren't based upon, a lot of times, the actual performance of the player. It's how much hype they're getting. It's not directly correlated to, oh, this player is having an amazing season, then the card prices should rise. No, it's about, are they getting hype? Are they getting national recognition? Are they on your social media feed? Because you can have players having tremendous seasons, much better than Trey Young, but if they're not on the national spotlight, then people aren't going to buy their card. Now, looking at the charts, he's currently at 110, and I would like to sell these at 150. I do feel like they will rebound by then to 150 at one point, and then I can just sell the lot, break even, and that would be perfect. Alrighty, so the next sports card we invested into was this 2016 rookie Ezekiel Elliott, and this is such a beautiful card. I love the black and white design, just like a panda or something along those lines. So, super awesome player. Obviously, he hasn't been tremendous because the Cowboys' offensive line has really been banged up, and you got guys like Travis Frederick just retiring in their primes at only like 31 years old. So, he didn't have an amazing season by any means, but it's a super dope player. Cowboys got a lot of hype around them. So, I paid about $65 for this card right here, which is a pretty good price considering only a few weeks before that, actually just 1 week before that, it sold for $102. So, right here, this is when I bought in. And we can see it's gone up to 96, it's dropped to 60, and now it's at $81. So I do plan to sell this card that I bought for $65 at $100. So if we sell this at $100 minus the eBay fees, shipping, all that stuff, probably going to make about 20-30 bucks, which isn't too crazy, but I really do think that's a nice little flip. Alright, so our next 2 cards are the LeBron James duo. Now these are very recent designs, but I just think they look so baller, both in PSA 10, but look at that revolution. Ooh! So shiny, so dope. Now, for this card right here, the Panini Select, we paid approximately $55 for this, and right now the market is at $71. So a little bit, a few weeks later, it has risen. Nothing too crazy, but I saw that a few weeks ago it sold for $100 before I bought it. So I'm thinking I would love to sell it at $90, $95. So that's why I paid 56 bucks for it. So that's ideally what I would like to sell it at. And then the next one right here, the 2018 Panini Revolution, such a dope ass card. So we paid 45 schmackers for this Panini Revolution LeBron James. Now this market has been insane for the card because it's just been so much volume. So he sold for 80, he's been at 60, he's been at 80 very recently, only a couple days ago. And right now he's actually sitting at 50. So barely any growth at all, but you know, you see how the chart just goes up and down pretty frequently. So I am aiming to sell this card at about 80, so almost double. But after eBay tax and all that stuff, it's going to be around $20, $25 in profit. Now our next cards come from Down Under. You already know who it is. We got Ben Simmons. I'm a huge LSU fan, so I love these cards. And really, the design is so clean. Coming from Down Under. Look at this little beauty right here. So we got these Panini Hoops. This duo, I believe, cost us $135. So for an individual one, we can see the market's just all over the place. So we bought these January 30th. If we go to the chart, it was going for $77 a piece, so this was pretty much market average, a little bit under. Right now we can see it went up to $160 a couple days ago. Right now it's sort of just leveled out at $100. I would say they're right now selling for about $110 a piece. So if you do the math, that's $220 for both. We paid $140 after eBay fees, probably making about $50-60 from this duo. And for the Donruss Optic Ben Simmons, I mean, look at that. Who wouldn't want this card right here? So freaking beautiful. Love the design. I paid $133 on January 30th. If we look at the actual charts, we can see $133 was a little bit under average. It's dropped all the way down to $94 at one point on Valentine's Day. I don't know what the hell happened there. It has gone up to $200 just a few days ago, which is awesome, but right now it's dropped to $140. So pretty much I would say the average right now is at $160, $170. I am trying though to sell this card at $200 like it has done multiple times over the last couple of weeks. I didn't even realize this, but that Ben Simmons that I said was worth $133, we actually already sold it for $200. Lucky me. Now, rounding up the rear for our NBA investments, we have this 2012 Panini Prism Kevin Durant. I bought two of these. One of them already sold for $195. As you can see, I sniped both of these in an auction for $123 a piece. Sold one for $200. We already got one listed up for $198. So if you want to buy it, you can go ahead. It right now has, I think, 15 watchers, so it's going to get bought very soon. If we look at the actual charts, bought at $123 a couple weeks ago. As you can see, it was at $128 on January 19th. Now it is up to $200 on March 1st, the day I'm recording this video. So pretty nice investment. Going to make about $50-60 a card. DeAndre Ayton, we're not so lucky on. Right now, we paid about, I think, $50 for this card. If we just scroll up a little bit, paid $57. Going to the charts, it has gone up to $110 at one point, was at $100, but now it's dropped all the way down to $50. So I think $50 is going to be really, really low. It should be around $70-80. So I might make $10-15 off this card. Getting into some quarterbacks that we invested in, I got myself a Russell Wilson rookie card. I'm from Seattle, so I had to pick up my boy. And this was my first ever sports card investment, which was a horrible idea because I bought him back in Christmas, the day after Christmas, and Russ was not cooking, let's just say the least there. I had him on my fantasy team, first 8 weeks of the season. Guy was looking like an MVP. Second half of the season, total train wreck, playoffs train wreck. But the good news is his name is being circulated a lot with trades to the Saints, who have absolutely no cap space, so there's no way that's happening, to the Bears. I mean, really any team that's quarterback needy. I think he put out a list already, and I would say the best fit for him is probably the Dolphins. But with him, since there's so much hype around him now and he's in the news, that typically relates and correlates to a higher price, because if you're in the news, then you have more hype, then your typically prices are going to go up. It's not really correlated to player performance. Sometimes it is, but hype is really what sells. So right now I paid, I think, $104 back when the card dipped. And when you're looking at the charts here, the card is sold for $170. I was looking at the charts December 26th, and I noticed, hey, a month earlier it went for $200. Now it's at $100. I think it's going to rebound there. He should be going off. He never went off. But right now it's at $120. And I do believe if he gets traded, this card's going to double. There's no doubt about it. Him and a new team, whenever a guy gets traded, the rookie card automatically goes up in price. Next quarterback we invested into was Kyler Murray, the short magician baseball playing Oakland A's. Now, with Kyler, I paid $87 for this, won it at auction, and he hasn't had a lot of movement, I'll be completely honest with you. I mean, you look at the charts, he sold for $150 a couple weeks ago. He's gone all the way down to $96. I mean, it's a lot of movement, but nothing too crazy. Right here, I mean, he has sold for $177 a couple weeks ago. Right now, the market's $120. I paid $87. I'm hoping to sell this for about $160, so double what I actually paid, or close to double, and that would be about $50-60 in profit. All right, so the next card is a rookie primetime Deion Sanders PSA 9. Now, personally, I'm going to keep on to this. I really do love this card. I am not going to be selling it for the foreseeable future, maybe a little bit later, but it's such a dope card. Now, one of my favorite investments, and this was very early on, my second card I ever bought when sports card investing, was this serial numbered 1 out of 10 Kyler Murray Panini Black Friday. Now, I didn't know anything about sets or why they were valuable. I just knew, hey, serial numbered, good player, rookie year, I should buy. And I bought this card for $56, as you can see right here on the eBay auction charts. Now, I'm selling it currently for $240. It's got some watchers. We've had some offers in the past, and right now we even have an offer for $150, so $100 more than I paid. But I do believe, obviously, it's all based upon, you know, what you think the guy's worth. And a serial numbered for a pretty top caliber quarterback. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs. The Kyler Murray market hasn't moved a whole lot. but I do believe this is a $200 card. So right here, we're just gonna make a counter offer saying, hey, say hi to YouTube. You know, I'll give you $225. You know, we'll do some negotiating, and I'm most likely gonna sell this card for around 200 bucks. So profit-wise, about 100 plus. Now, if you want the full video explaining how I invest into sports cards, you can click right here to watch that video. But now it's time to package and ship these two cards right here. So if you're brand new to sports card investing, this is how you package and ship your cards for the cheapest amount. So basically, once you pick a card that you want to invest in, for me, this is Nolan Ryan PSA 8. I paid $58 for it. I sold it for $96. Now, you want to go to print shipping label. This typically costs about $2 to $3. It's nothing too crazy. Then we're going to go into the next step. You're going to go to the next page right here, and this is what I do for the custom sizes, and I typically do USPS first class package. Now, I don't use any of these additional options. I just go straight to purchase shipping label. Then bada bing, bada boom, you're gonna print out your shipping label. The next step is buy 50 of these off of Amazon. They only cost $8, so if you do the math, that's about 20 to 30 cents for these bubble mailers that you can put your card in, and it has bubble wrap all the way inside the actual packaging, so the card is completely safe. Now we gotta say goodbye to Nolan Ryan. We gotta tuck him nice and neat inside our bubble mailer, just like that. It's a really snug fit, it's awesome. We remove the tape, and then we gotta put on our shipping label. So now that you printed out your shipping label, the next step is you gotta tape this buddy onto the bubble mailer. All right, so we're gonna get some shipping tape right here, and we're gonna tape on this label. Now make sure you do not cover the barcodes. That is a very rookie mistake. So we're gonna center this on and tape it in. And just like that, your card is secure, you got your shipping label ready, and now the next step is you gotta schedule a USPS pickup so that you don't have to drive to the post office. So right here on eBay, they allow you to schedule a free USPS package pickup. So you just fill in your information, it gives you a bunch of different options for different ways they can pick it up. Typically what I'll do is I'll fill this all out. I do have a dog at my address, but it really doesn't matter, so I just say yes anyways. Scroll down, I like to do it in my mailbox, so I just put this sticking out of my mailbox. Then I choose a time, so pick up during regular mail delivery. It's completely free, which is why I love it. And we're gonna schedule this for tomorrow. I'm filming this on the 1st. They're gonna come tomorrow, and I'm gonna be doing 2 packages, so we're gonna do 2 first class package services. The estimated weight's gonna be less than a pound, so we're just gonna do 1 pound. I've read and understand the terms and conditions, and we're gonna schedule our pickup, and just like that, put your packages out in the mailbox, USPS will pick them up, and that is the whole entire process. So let's get into the final number. How much money have I made investing into sports cards over the past 60 days? And when we go to the grand number, it is $1,600 in revenue. So absolutely nothing when you factor in the product costs. I most likely made $500 in profit over the last 2 months, so not enough to afford rent, food, anything at all. So would I recommend this as a side hustle? Not really, unless you have a ton of capital, because it's like investing into stocks where if you got the money and you can put a ton into it and you're getting a 10-20% return, that's awesome. But if you're only putting $1,000 into stocks, you're getting a 20% return. Sure, 200 bucks is really good, but it's not enough to pay for rent or to really make money as a side hustle. So I wouldn't really recommend it, because you're gonna have a lot of cards that you're just staring at all day that are gonna be sitting around for a couple of months to be sold. Some of them will go up in value, some of them won't. So as a side hustle, I can't say I would really recommend it unless you have a huge budget. But if you enjoyed that video, feel free to like down below, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite sports card investment that you've ever made, and I'll see you in the next video.